Yo guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It is the day after Chelsea battered Arsenal 2-0. First video I created in about a week, and I'm back with my favourite type of videos. I don't even know what to call them, like opinion videos. They're just, I like them. I really like expressing my own opinions, and even better, I want to hear your opinions in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think about this. It is quite a big statement. It's a brave thing to say, but you can tell by the title. I believe, I know Romelu Lukaku is going to win the Golden Boot this season in the Premier League. We're going to get so many goals from him in the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and it is no doubt going to improve Chelsea as a football club. His goals are something that we've been missing for a long time. And finally, they're here. And in today's video, we're going to discuss 5 reasons why I think he will win the Golden Boot. And as well, if you have a striker winning the Golden Boot with a team like ours, you're going to get a lot of success, especially with a manager like ours, a squad like ours, and a striker like Romelu Lukaku. We're going to go places this season. So starting off with the first reason, Romelu Lukaku, something that you can tell just by looking at him. 6'3" beast. Now he has got a lot skinnier or leaner than he was at Manchester United, but his hold-up play is something that we're going to be able to see so much this season. It was on show last night against Arsenal. He bullied Pablo Mari. I felt bad for the guy. I felt bad. And it is something we haven't seen from a Chelsea striker really since Diego Costa, but really properly Didier Drogba. And the comparisons between Romelu Lukaku and Didier Drogba aren't just there because they're mates and they talk about football and getting better as strikers together. They are very similar players. They're both huge, can shoot from distance, create so much for the rest of the team, but we'll go into all of that later. I've got another 4 reasons after this, but this one is hold-up play. You can see here, he bullied Pablo Mari. Thank you, Sky Sports, for the screenshot. No copyright intended. But you can see he's got his body in the way. As Ian Wright likes to say, he's got his bunda into him.
Kind of position. Once it comes back to De Bruyne, problems now because the defender, there's nothing he can do to stop this. Gets his bunda into him, can't stop him.
And he's just shoving him back, using his weight, his mass, his whole body to just out-muscle Pablo Mari, and he cannot get around it. You can see the ball, and then straight after, he lays it off to Mateo Kovacic. And we'll go into this in a second. They all turn into one, but look at the space out wide for Reece James on the far right. There's so much. He lays it off to Mateo Kovacic, and then is able to run into the box, and obviously score from it. It was so common yesterday evening for him to just get his body in the way, back into the defender, most often Pablo Mari, and was able to lay the ball off, and he was always an option. We had the ball in defence in midfield. He was always an option, coming short. He's not going to lose the ball. He's not going to get out-muscled from the defender behind him. Unless, I said this yesterday, I don't think there is a defender in the Premier League stronger than Romelu Lukaku. It'll be interesting to see Romelu Lukaku up against Virgil van Dijk next week as Liverpool obviously host Chelsea at Anfield. But I don't think there's a single defender that is stronger than Romelu Lukaku. Now, a way to combat this for the opposition is obviously putting the midfielders tighter together, closer to each other, or one just screening the defence, making sure the passes straight to the striker are impossible, which is kind of what N'Golo Kante does for us. He's always screening, sweeping up, but they didn't do this. They had Lokonga and Granit Xhaka, and he was always an option. Keeps the ball, can lay it off, lay it back to the player, and there's always space out wide for either Reece James, Marcus Alonso, or Ben Chilwell when he comes into the squad. Secondly, his aerial ability is another thing that we have not seen from a Chelsea striker for a while. Pretty much since Diego Costa and Didier Drogba once again. Kai Havertz, I guess, isn't really it for aerial ability. And last season, when Frank Lampard was there, all we did was cross the ball and hope somebody got onto the end of it. But we didn't really have an aerial threat in the box. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Tammy Abraham, I guess you could say, but even though he's tall, he's not really an aerial threat. Olivier Giroud is an aerial threat, but he didn't always get played, no matter what. Even if he wasn't playing, we would lob it into the box hoping for somebody to get on it. But now we've got a 6'3" giant And I've got a couple of scenarios here. First one, towards the end of the game when he hit the crossbar. Very good save from Bernd Leno actually. Mason Mount on the edge of the box, no one closing him down. You can see Romelu Lukaku putting his arm out, telling him where he wants it. And he puts the ball in, gets a head to it, and obviously hits the bar. Very unlucky not to score there. Right in front of the Chelsea fans. That would have been a special moment. Even more special than the first one, I think. But that just shows. One chance, almost scores. Thirdly, his pace in behind. Although he's a big guy, he's absolutely rapid. However, it was not able to really be seen yesterday as the defence, although they did play quite high line, I guess, Arsenal, when we were in possession, knocking it around the edge of our box, they weren't very deep. They were quite high, which is exactly what we want as a striker running in behind. But Pablo Mari, it was always Pablo Mari. He was so tight to Lukaku, which means that almost in a way, it's exactly what Lukaku wants. If you're very tight to Lukaku, if you're pinning him, always close to him, you can just ask for the ball, come short, which is what he did. If you're giving him space that allows him, so he can't come short every time, then he's quick enough to run past you. He's stronger than you, he's quicker than you. And the perfect example for pace and power is the first goal, when he plays the ball back to Mateo Kovacic, Reece James out wide with tons of space, and you see him absolutely body Mari trying to get in front of him, and he does. He's quicker than him, he's stronger than him, gets in front of his man, although it's not hard because he is now on the floor at this point. I think he's looking for a foul, Pablo Mari, but no way. And then it's an easy tapping for him. Last season, there was no one in the box that could do that. Timo Werner was always that man that should be in the box there at that point. Either he missed it, or he's not in the right place at the right time. But Lukaku obviously was. I think we're going to see this a lot more depending on the opposition. If a team decide they don't want to go as tight to him as Arsenal did, he can obviously just prove his pace on them and just sprint in behind. We've got players that can play balls in behind, notably Kai Havertz, Mason Mount. Obviously that duo got us the Champions League winning goal from Kai Havertz running in behind. And that is pretty much all we did under Thomas Tuchel, playing it in between the lines, in behind for Timo Werner last season. Now fourth, this is one I really want to talk on, his link-up play. He allows space for others to get into shooting opportunities, crossing opportunities. Obviously Reece James got his goal, which all branched from Lukaku, letting it glide through his legs to Mason Mount, who played it out wide. But it just causes so much confusion. If he's in and around the box, near the goal, at any place in the goal, the defenders are like, oh my god, we got a problem on our hands. We got Romelu Lukaku running at the goal. We got to go and mark him. That then allows space for other players like Mason Mount, Kai Havertz maybe, Reece James as well, to get in good crossing, shooting opportunities. And obviously, Reece James got his goal in the end. And lastly, not as much a problem that Chelsea needed fixing, but if you have Romelu Lukaku in your team, you have defensive headers fixed and sorted. We already have such aerial threats. Kurt Zouma, don't know if he's staying at the moment, but still he's a great aerial threat going forwards and in defence. Tony Rudiger, he can win a header. Andrews Christensen, same with him. Who else? N'Golo Kante can win headers. Reece James, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, and also Edouard Mendy. He's not going to win headers, but his reach. He's 6'6", head to toe. Add on his arms, his wingspan is ginormous, and he's about 7 foot like that. So he's always going to catch balls. But with Romelu Lukaku marking you, you're not going to win a header, even if you're trying to attack him and he's trying to defend you from winning a header. You're not going to win. You're not going to win the header and score it. I'm going to talk you through some of the stats yesterday. Obviously, he got 1 goal. He had 8 shots, which is more. I think it was more than any other Chelsea player in one game last season. Nobody had more than 8 shots in one game. That instantly shows you his instantaneous effect on this squad. 8 shots in one game. Let me check some on the Premier League app. The stats. If I'm not incorrectly mistaken, you go to season stats. You go to shots. The most is 10. Mo Salah over the whole season. That's 2 games. Lukaku's had 1 game, half of that, and he's got 8. He's had 8 shots. Jesus. He did only have 2 of those shots on target, But still, I think that was like second best in the game. Most shots on target, 2. He only needs 1 shot on target to score. And obviously, the 2 shots, one he hit the crossbar from an incredible save, and one he scored. So it's not much of a problem. His passing accuracy, something we talked about, his link-up play, allowing space for other players, 95%. Stupid. And aerial duels, what we spoke about lastly, he won 7. 7. And the title of this video obviously is he will win the golden boot, and I'm confident of that. With the players creating goals for him, like the likes we've spoken about, the midfield, the wing backs as well, the players supporting him, and him just being able to score half chances. I've said that he scores half chances. So if you put him in a team that creates full chances, and a lot of them, how many goals is he going to get? And the players are obviously going to be trying to get the golden boot against him. Mo Salah, that'll be a tough one, but we'll see next week who is really the more clinical player. Like Harry Kane, that's obviously a big one. If he stays at Spurs, then I don't think he will, because it's obviously a new system under Nuno Espirito Santo. If he goes to City, it will be tough. But Pep's never worked with a striker like Harry Kane before. He's always had Sergio Aguero, Leo Messi at Barca, Bayern Munich, Robert Lewandowski. No one like a 6'3" player, bit like Romelu Lukaku, really. I don't know. I feel like Romelu Lukaku is back at Chelsea. It's just meant to be. It was written in the stars for him to return to Chelsea, his dream club. So it's only written in the stars for him to win the Golden Boot, win trophies, and maybe even the Premier League or the Champions League along with it. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, or you're just not subscribed. What you're doing then if you're not subscribed? But I'm sure all you guys are. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.